strong easterly breeze, we're going to have a fairly high wind chill factor for warm-blooded animals. Let me show you what's happening. We've got an area of high pressure not too far across the southern half of the British Isles. That does slip away to the north, but then it develops in this eastern side of Europe, and it pulls in a cold easterly flow. Look at all those isobars, some strong easterly winds really bringing that cold air right across us over the next few days. And then towards the end of the week, as these low pressure systems get in from the west, it starts to warm up. But of course, where those two air masses meet, there could be a problem with some snow. Well, let's start by having a look at the wind strength and direction. That cold pool of air in Eastern Europe is coming our way. It's coming through the Low Countries, crossing the North Sea and right across the British Isles as we move into Tuesday and Wednesday. So we start to see those blues appear. Now those are daytime temperatures below freezing. You'll notice some in the southern parts of England and then further northwards as we move into Wednesday. The winds from the southwest through Thursday and Friday, so it begins to warm up towards the end of the week as mild air returns and it starts to push those blues back away to the east. So the wind strength and direction quite important, especially through Monday and Tuesday. We start to see that easterly blow really develop through tomorrow afternoon, and then we're going to see those temperatures lower off. So it's really by Tuesday, these are the daytime temperatures being expected to see. These are the maximum daytime temperatures, around freezing, combined with that very strong easterly breeze. These are the wind chill factors. -11 in the southeast of England, -5 in Northern Ireland, and -8 in Scotland, so feeling bitterly cold. So really a weather watch because of the strength of that wind and those low temperatures, bitterly cold, and even some snow to come as well. A bright afternoon for the rest of the afternoon, a little bit of cloud in places, top temperatures 11 or 12 degrees. And then those easterly breezes start to set in. They bring some clouds to the eastern coastal regions during the night time, so holding the temperatures up here, but I think a frost again for many central and western areas. And the brightest and driest weather will be through Northern Ireland and western parts of Scotland. Down this east coast, we start to see that cloud coming in. It's going to introduce some light flurries of sleet and snow at times, all the time for the west of Wales, Northern Ireland and western Scotland, remaining basically dry and fine. Now by Wednesday, perhaps some more significant snow coming into southern areas on these weather fronts, but through Wednesday, Thursday and Friday they move away to the north and they bring back the mild air from the west. But in between we're going to see a little bit of sleet and snow at times, especially in the mountains of northern England and across parts of Scotland, before eventually it starts to warm up.
Well, if you've been out and about today, there's been a pretty chilly feel to the wind. Well, it's going to turn even colder tomorrow. Very strong winds developing from the east all around this vast area of high pressure, which now covers much of northern Europe. So biting winds are developing all the time. As you can see on the satellite pictures for Europe, a fair amount of clouds have been developing in the near continent as well during the day. So it's the weather across in the lowlands and Germany we can expect to be moving across from the east tonight and through tomorrow. It's fairly typical of the sort of thing we're going to see in this country tomorrow, with temperatures a degree or so either side of freezing. Well, today we've seen a sprinkling of rain showers mainly across central and eastern parts of England. As it turns colder though through this evening and tonight, those showers will turn to sleet and to snow indeed. So there will be a dusting of snow in quite a number of places I would think before the night's out, but particularly in the southeastern corner here, whereas further west most places fine and clear, a starry night, and there'll be a penetrating frost tonight as well with the strength of the wind, although temperatures figuratively barely below freezing in any part of the country. Well, there's a large area of high pressure for tomorrow. There's that biting easterly wind setting in. There will be gale force winds in some exposed parts. And it's interesting to see how the model looks at this. We're going to see the computer producing some snow showers across these southeastern parts of Britain. Indeed, there could be quite a covering of snow, only a centimetre or so, but certainly a covering of snow in many central and eastern parts of England, especially as the day goes along. And some wintry showers too, quite heavy ones, feeding in across Dartmoor at the same time. The brightest weather always out in the west, some sunshine at times, but one or two wintry showers feeding into Northern Ireland and into southwestern parts of Scotland. In more detail then, always a lot of cloud across central and eastern parts through the day. I think sunshine in very limited supply indeed, but temperatures barely up to freezing in these areas with all that thick cloud around. And it's going to feel more like -8 to -10 when you add in the wind chill. A very strong east to northeasterly wind developing there. Temperatures elsewhere up to 5 degrees, but again a very marked chill. And a penetrating frost to come tomorrow night before the next band of rain this time moves in from the southwest, but that certainly will turn to snow. Looks like we've got some pretty nasty conditions to come, especially in the hillier areas of central and some northern parts of Britain as we go through Wednesday. Some heavy falls of snow are likely for a time before the milder weather pushes in, so much of that snow I think will turn to rain as it pushes northwards later in the week. Goodbye.
Snowing in northern Spain, it's snowing in western France, and that snow is on the way towards us over the next 24 hours. Combined with some strong winds, there could be some drifting, as much as 5 to 10 centimetres of snow falling through tomorrow. The worst area, I think, from the moors of Bodmin, Dartmoor, Exmoor up to Wales and the Midlands through tomorrow, here a 60 to 70% chance of heavy snow with drifting because of the strength of the wind. Now, there are one or two snow flurries in the air right now in those eastern counties of England, some coming a little bit further to the west. Feeling bitterly cold with that very cold easterly wind, and getting colder as well through the latter part of the afternoon. Temperatures no higher than -1 in central parts of England. For the sunshine, it was up in the northwest, maybe 5 degrees in the western parts of Scotland. But combined with the strength of the wind, it's going to feel pretty chilly. The wind chill factor as low as -10 in the south. Well, there's the area of high pressure. This is the low that's going to bring the snow. If you run the sequence of the isobars here, you'll see they're getting just that little bit more tightly packed. And that means the wind is going to strengthen even more, both tonight and tomorrow. And this is the weather front that's going to bring the snow coming in from the southwest through tonight. The wind's freshening all the time, so some snow over many southern counties of England as it gradually drifts northwards. And really, we're going to see that snow pushing northwards. It may lie across Wales, eventually through Merseyside, and down in towards Suffolk and Essex by around lunchtime tomorrow. Also, one or two wintry, sleety showers coming into eastern parts of northern England and across the high ground of Scotland. A bitingly cold easterly wind, severe gales at times, gusts to 45, 50 miles an hour. That snow moving northwards all the time. It will warm up to the south of that, and here we're starting to see those temperatures recover up to as much as 5 degrees. And in the north, we're starting to see a little bit of brightness through the afternoon as well. Now, by Thursday, we move away from the cold air, we push it further northwards, and we start to see the Atlantic weather systems move in, bringing milder air as they do so. So further spells of rain or showers, but getting warmer. Just a little bit of snow up in the far north of Scotland. Later on this
icy grip on the country at the moment, really raw, strong east winds, very cold indeed. And in the south, it's where we've seen the worst of the snowfall so far. Now, South East England, Wales and the Midlands are still seeing some snowfall through this afternoon. And I expect this weather warning to be reissued later on, with northern parts of England coming into the firing line. Because the area of snow that shows here on the radar is all but slowly and surely moving its way northwards all the while. A few fingers of light snow extending further north and east from the main snow belt. Now, it's all tied in with a weather front here that will move further northwards in the next day or so. And the second one coming along will bring more rain and a real difference as we start to see it becoming somewhat milder. Throwing for some changes, but the thing to watch out for, obviously, in the short term is really nasty weather around. Sleety snow and rain from East Anglia up through the Midlands, northern England through the early afternoon. The Trans-Pennine routes, for example, could be really very tricky indeed later on this afternoon and into the evening. The snow belt slowly moving up towards the end of the day, towards the border with Scotland, with some sleety snow and rain out across Northern Ireland as well. Now, at the same time, we are seeing somewhat milder conditions slowly creeping into the far south and southwest, where the snow will give way. It'll be very misty and murky, and there could be a few spots of drizzle. The brightest weather is up here in the north and northwest of Scotland for today. But everywhere, we've got the effect of that raw wind blowing in. It's not far off freezing anyway, temperature-wise, and it's feeling far, far colder than that out in the wind. The strong wind, also a problem, of course, because of its gustiness. Very strong gusts of wind in places. And another advisory for tonight, where in Wales and particularly southwest England, we could see the thaw becoming a problem as lying snow begins to melt. It could give some local flooding. Because we will see further rain arriving in the south overnight as well, as the main area of snow heads northward through the hillier regions, particularly in Scotland. Into tomorrow then, and the snow still around across central and north of Scotland, slowly moving away to the north. Rain following it up across the rest of the country, with showers once again filling in from the southwest, and temperatures slowly beginning to rise. That will be the trend over the next few days, the rise in temperatures, although in a few places we will see the cold weather holding as fog lingers through the next few days. Friday looks like that. Through Saturday and Sunday we will see a few showers slowly moving northeastwards across the country. And that's how it looks.